fair enough. Thank you.
Let's see, extra agendas back on the shelf. Sacred Council seat. We have Sloppy Joe's and French fries.
Part of this town went to school.
Yeah.
And it's both high school.
Right.
But no, I've got that place from
Oh, really?
it's 35 years.
Ah. No, I didn't realize that you still.
I'm ready to call the meeting to order with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam President/Mayor, while we're standing, can we just take a moment of silence and remember today for this minute,
Yes. Did everybody hear that okay?
please?
Okay.
Thank you. She served us faithfully for a number of years.
Okay, need approval for the agenda with any additions or corrections? Do you have anything?
I've got some miscellaneous things that I'd like to bring up. At some point, just miscellaneous, I don't care what you call it.
You don't know what category you want it under, what the discussions regarding?
Yeah, it's all over the places. Parking ordinances, yeah,
Parking and ordinances,
yeah,
under what?
oh,
New business?
yeah.
Is there any others? Okay. I need a motion.
Oh, I make a motion to the agenda from the last and the special meeting, right? Okay. Never mind, I'm a step ahead. Yeah,
It's okay.
I approve the agenda.
Okay,
Sorry.
Second,
okay. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, any citizens call for business?
Hold on,
Approval.
approval minutes, I was ahead of you.
Oh, okay. Now you got me skipping.
I was like, I'm ahead of you. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I need an approval for the minutes for February the 11th and February 18th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from February 18th.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Citizens call for business? Okay.
So, I run Mike's water line, and we had an issue, and unfortunately the mayor's not here anymore, and I didn't know that prior to coming to this meeting, or scheduling the time of this meeting, but there was an issue where we were being double billed, we were paying the master meter, but we were also, the people on our line were being billed as well. And we got a letter saying that we had to prove it. Well, I got 6 kids and they run everywhere, so I was trying to find the paperwork and I finally have it. And I was wanting to know if we could address that.
You know what that's about, Michelle?
And I believe our attorney told him to have his attorney contact us.
Is this, I mean, I'm not sure what the issue is.
Mike
here, but
Nagel, master
Oh.
water meter.
Going way back? Yeah,
Because I've already sat down with 2 of the family members and showed that nothing was double billed. So,
I have your own records. That's what I'm saying is I have the records. I had to find them and I have them now. And it took a while to find them. But I even have a copy of the water bills that you sent out to those customers in your own water bill where they were sent out to Mike and Larry and Don.
so if you have documentation now that wasn't present before, or that you didn't have, so can you submit that so we can look at what the documentation is?
Yeah,
We had it all before.
I just
Well,
didn't have it
has
with
not,
me.
it has not been presented before, is that right?
no, because Mike
Okay.
attended a council meeting and requested that the employees no longer read his meters, so we stopped at that meeting and only read 1 meter. And I'd have to look back on the dates to see when that was.
Yeah, but I can make
Well,
copies.
so in order to address an issue, it has to kind of be identified. And so
Okay.
that's what your documentation supposedly is going to show from
Okay.
what you say. And so if you could put that together in some type of a organized way that says, okay, here are the dates, double billed, second, whatever it is the issue is, so that you can look at it and understand it.
Okay.
And that way it can be discussed, and that's really something that should be handled, not in a council meeting, but maybe sitting down and looking and going through that kind of documentation, and then if there is an issue, then the council can resolve it after that review. If there's not an issue after review, then the problem's been resolved. But that's the better approach to doing it, so,
Okay.
okay? Does that work?
Howard?
Okay. Michelle, if you need me, let me know.
Okay.
So just so I understand, you're going to give your documentation to Michelle, is that correct? So
She-
I just want to make sure everybody
I
understands.
guess that's what we need to do, but I got all the documents from Michelle originally. These are scans from her own books.
Okay, but you said you had something new that you didn't have before that showed the
I
double
could
billing.
find my records, but you guys have always had the records.
Are your
which is
records,
why-
do they differ from what she gave you?
No,
Okay,
She
so-
has
So it's the
everything.
same records we're talking about that you already discussed.
See, it all started when they started reading the master,
and I can show you.
because I paid out close to $2,000.
This is
and not
not,
used
this
to
is
draw
not the
water.
forum to do that. If,
So what do I
So-
do?
Maybe she should just bring it in and sit down with Michelle and I and we go through it.
Okay, I
We
can
set up an appointment with Michelle.
it,
Okay,
And,
it would
we'll
help
go
if
down and-
if you had it organized in a way that it can be laid out and understood what the issue really is, okay? Like,
Okay.
here's the difference, here's what it should be, here's what you did, something like that, okay?
okay.
All right. Does that work?
Because I had gone through those before. And, so, but we can do it again. Any other citizens calls? Okay. Moving on to unfinished business, Ron, what about the snowplow? Okay,
Table at this
Or
time.
just put it on
Table
hold?
it at this time.
okay. Okay. Harry wanted to talk about the express stapler phone.
Yes, at the last meeting, I brought up, I asked a question about the phones, and these were the ones that, the phone that is designated as law enforcement. And we haven't had a law enforcement person for over a year, so the phone's been unused for all of that period. I brought it up, and concern was expressed that it would cost more if we took that line off. So Michelle checked, and the only thing that'll happen is that we're gonna pay $50.40 a month less if we don't have that fund. Now, the other thing is, we probably will lose the phone number, but who cares? So $50.40 times 12 months, that's, over $600 that we've spent that we should not have been spending. So I would recommend that we cancel that subscription.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Can I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
I have discussion on that. On, like, when he said it was $50.40 less, do you know how much if we needed to get another phone in case we did find another?
We're in a government plan.
So it.
You
won't
can
cost us
suspend,
more?
you, no, you can suspend that line too, if you want to keep the number, 90 days, twice a year. Those are the options, or cancel it.
Did you know that, Aaron? You still?
We had this discussion.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Taken care of, Michelle. Angela, you had the grant on the fire department?
He's not here.
Yeah, I know. We got a report though in the folder, but we'll get to that later, okay.
Do you want to know anything about it next month, or just let it?
I'll just
Okay.
bring it up in the next couple months, see,
Right.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what he needs, so maybe that's something.
It's just, I just seen it where they were, other towns were trying to go for grants like we go for grants for other
Right,
things.
sure.
So it never hurts to see if he had time or his assistant chief had time.
Okay,
Whenever the grant was available.
so you'll bring it back up and we can just,
Couple of months,
okay,
let them.
all right. Okay, now I'd like to have an executive session for attorney-client.
How much time?
How much time do you think? 15 minutes max?
We'll start with
I would
15.
think
We'll start
so.
with
15?
I still move.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to ask everyone to step out.
We need a second.
Give me a second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Okay, don't start your timer till I pause everything, okay?
Okay. And you have
Sorry, I'm not coming.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I caught that door open.
Oh, really?
You got it, Angela?
Yeah, that's what she did.
Not too bad.
Thank you.
Okay,
You want me to go ahead and get
yes, go ahead.
The mayor has asked me to explain a little bit about the process that's happened since May's death. And both your local city ordinances and state law dictates how a succession in office occurs, whether it's by resignation or death or whatever. And that process is this: if the vacancy occurs in the mayor's office, every year, when the council kind of reorganizes, it elects among its own members a president of the Senate, of the council. And that's really kind of like a vice mayor. As I said, in 40-some years, I've never seen it need to be used for anything. But in this instance, it's what effectively kicked into place. The president of the council is elevated into the mayor's position and serves out the term of that mayor's current term. There's no special election held or anything. It's that person is now the mayor until the next mayoral election that's already been scheduled. That, however, creates a vacancy in that council position. And so that has to be filled. The state laws and your local ordinances also dictate how that happens. And that is, like happened a couple of times on the council previously, that is an appointment made by the mayor. It's within the mayor's prerogative to put forth a candidate and to nominate them. The council then has to consent to it. But that consent cannot be withheld unless there is some legal reason that is stated at the time that the council feels that person is not qualified. Qualified doesn't speak to experience or their ability, it speaks to their eligibility to be in that office. They're not 18 years old or older, they're not a resident of the city, some other reasons. There are not very many that would require that consent or would permit that consent to be withheld. And so with that position then filled, there's also a vacancy in the president of the council again. And so to ensure that there is a timely succession of the mayor, in the event something additionally should happen, the council would then need to have an election to elect its own president of the council to carry forward from here, which puts everything back into place so the city can move forward with all possible scenarios covered for future events that hopefully don't happen again. So anybody have any questions about that? Okay.
I'd like to, I received this today from Kendra, and Kendra, I'm sorry, but I'd already made a decision, but I'd like to present this to the council members so that they will have for future reference, and we'll keep on file here, if that's okay.
That is totally fine.
Okay. Okay, in my appointment, as you know, I was sitting on the council, and I was the VP, so I'm now mayor. And the appointment that I would like to make for the council seat is Cynthia. And I'd like to explain why I would like to have her and her appointing to that position is, number one, she was the next in line that you citizens voted on to have a council seat with the city. So obviously you citizens think a lot of her too, to want her to represent us as a council member. Also, she has been mayor before. She was the mayor before May. So she does have experience as a mayor, maybe be more qualified than me, I don't know. But I would like to put her into that position, and I need the consentment.
So you're making the nomination.
Yeah, I'm making the nomination.
So the process now would be the council, the motion and a second and a vote.
Okay.
I move we accept
To
the
consent.
nomination.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Okay.
And
Cynthia,
then
looks like-
Michelle, you have an oath? You have an oath? Okay.
This chair is better than that chair.
We even have a seat right over here.
I've noticed that in court too.
Be all right.
Raise your right hand, read that and then sign.
Yes, please. State of Kansas, Allen County. I, Cynthia Carr, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Kansas and faithfully discharge the duties of city council person. So help me God.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please. And then, I want to get out and do that tonight. And then this is everything in your packet going forward.
Okay.
And that pertains to, did you pick up an agenda?
I have anything there.
Huh?
I have anything.
Do you? Okay.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome aboard and thank you, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
Next thing, we need to replace the president of the council. Which everyone knows is Fred discussed and let us know what the position of the president is. And this is up to the council to make a motion for the president of the council.
I'd like to make a motion, Harry Lee, to be president of the council.
Okay, wait up. You're saying Harry Lee, president? Okay.
Any others?
I say Cynthia. That's my
Okay.
opinion.
Now help me out here, Fred.
If there are, so you've got two nominations?
Two nominations,
So
Shirley and Cynthia.
if there are no other nominations, then you would close that and there would be a vote. All in favor of one, all in favor of the other.
Okay. All those in favor of Harry Lee? And all those in favor of Cynthia?
So Harry's president?
So the next, yes, the elected position of president of the council is Harry.
Okay,
Okay,
Welcome, Harry.
that should put you in order now for
right,
carrying
right.
forward, so.
Okay, going on to new business. We have the dump truck and the backhoe.
Did we skip over anything?
Over what?
Over the
we did all
unfinished
that.
business?
Yeah, unfinished is done.
Oh, okay, sorry. Do I have an old agenda?
You want to
I can get you one over there.
Oh, I can get it. Sorry, I was looking at the one on my phone that you sent me, so.
No, and everybody's seen the bids.
Thank you.
Well,
For the,
I saw, but
Oh, yeah,
on the trucks,
that's different.
I noticed that, I think in order for us to consider them appropriately, we need to know how much each one is, which is on there. We need to know the mileage on the truck, and we need to know where it's located, since somebody's gonna have to go get it.
The mileage is on there,
Yeah,
and I think the locations are on there too, I think. But I know the mileage and the prices are on there.
So I was wondering if perhaps we could table this and bring it back and just have a table with the truck, the price, the mileage, and the location. So we can see which one is most expensive, which one has the most mileage, and where do we have to go to get it.
I don't think the location was on there, was it?
It says Greene County.
That's where we bought the other city truck.
you want that on the dump truck and the backhoe?
The backhoes are on there. The backhoes are the prices and the where's it at and the year.
Texas and Illinois.
Yeah. One of them was like Missouri or something, but I could have got wrong.
These all come from Greene County, wherever that is. probably a 918 area code, Tulsa.
Tulsa. About 90 minutes away from here. But see, that's the same place that we bought the other city truck, the newest one, we bought it down there. Me and Derek went down and got it down there.
Mhm.
And we drove down and got it and come back. I mean, it didn't take that long to get it.
The one thing I'd like for us to consider is the fact that Iola is getting a new dump truck and they're going to sell their old one. So we might reach out to them.
What we're looking at is we're looking at maybe like a 1 ton instead of the big ones, which are.
Okay, I have no
with-
idea
with
what they're
it,
selling.
These have dump beds on them, which would be easier for unloading brush and stuff like that, instead of having to throw it all up in the big dump truck, which
Okay, I
needs
understand that.
major repairs, and that's why they ain't driving it.
Okay, I saw that and I just thought it was worth mentioning.
So we can look at them
Yeah, we'll have to
later.
look. I got one file, just for curiosity.
You know, maybe they're feeling generous or something.
You better know.
Harry, you want both of these tabled with a spreadsheet of cost, mileage, and location?
I would, yes.
Okay.
And the other thing on the backhoe, we needed a piece of equipment last year, and we were able to get one from John Deere, lease to buy, and got a really good price on it. And I don't, so I don't know whether that was, they were contacted or see if they had any governmental prices that would be very favorable or not.
You remember that, Ron? On the John Deere lease?
No, the only John Deere leases we done was for the tractor over in Iowa.
Yeah. Okay.
We
We'll do
leased it
some
from
looking.
Humboldt.
So you're talking the big,
They never called me back.
They wouldn't respond. You know, that's not very promising.
Who did you call on that, Keith?
The outside sales rep.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can do some more checking and table it and have more information at the next council meeting.
You know, I just want to make sure we get the best value for our money.
Sure. Okay, and the next item, that'll be tabled until next month with the requested information. The 6th Street whistles, now I'm not familiar with this.
This is Keith, and he shared a quote.
So
The whistle on Sixth Street isn't big enough, we need a bigger one there.
Need bigger whistle, is that what you're saying, you said?
We're at on 6th Street.
Right there at the part of the one on Sixth Street, before you get to the ball diamond,
Okay.
that's just a
Just
17 inch.
east of your house then.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I can tell you part of the problem there.
That's a lot of
I didn't know
problem.
we were looking at them for the price, but it's the one right there
these things.
between the ball field and the shelter house.
Yeah, everybody's got
The
one.
water has washed part of the pavement out there, it's
No,
washing
I'm
the
talking
fire
about
hydrant
the one
out.
down, the one east of
So
that,
wait,
Huh?
the one east of that,
And the one east also.
the one the
yeah.
east one.
yeah, both of them need.
There- no,
Both
we're
of
good.
them
We're
need
good.
it.
I'll-
Ron's even looked at them too.
Oh,
I've
we
even
good.
got some pictures that I gave to him of where the water was going over the road. And also coming up across the street into mine, and then also going down through there and hitting Ebert's place. He's got 2 outside sheds there that the water gets, so
So is it 2 whistles that you're looking?
mhm.
Either a 30 inch or 224, whichever, it's cheaper to go with 130. It would be big enough to accommodate everything there.
Well,
Right now, it's a 17 inch, I think.
We looked at that green one, remember, that's the one that we need to get out of there. That's running behind the concession stand this way, where that's all
Yeah,
washed out.
but that's gonna keep washing out as long as the water off the ball field doesn't get taken care of.
Yeah, that's big, yeah.
That's the Ace Farm and Home.
Yeah.
That's the 2 whistles you're talking about, 30 and the 24.
One or the other.
One or the other. Either 130 or 224.
One you have 2 on and one you have 1 on, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do one, we do two.
One's 30, the other's 24.
Would this come out of, roads?
Yeah, street fund,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what's the budget like there?
I think you got it in your packet,
54,580. But we're supposed to be starting streets in the spring, April.
Yeah, we're gonna run this down, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know,
You're down again, 54,
580.
and this bid is for,
One or the other.
Roughly
1,500 or
4,000.
2,400, one or the other.
well, I thought,
Either one 30-footer or two 24. 30-inch or 24-inch,
oh.
yeah. Right, Keith? Not all of this,
Just the one.
one or the other.
Okay.
the reason for two versus one, I imagine is because the volume of water comes through there.
There's not much difference volume-wise compared to those.
Is there enough depth for a 30-inch and how much road bed will be over the whistle if you put a 30 in?
But Ray didn't have anything as far as used stuff, so.
So 224s is about 900 square inches. The 30 inches, the 30 inch is about 700 square inches of space. Which is what makes the difference. And I don't know which one it's gonna take, carry the load.
Hard to tell.
I know, Ron, you've looked at it several occasions, even when Derek was here.
So it costs about roughly $900 more to have 200 square inches more of capacity, which is probably, that may or may not be overkill. I don't know, but that would be, if we don't know and we want to make a mistake, it'd be better to make a mistake on the side of having overcapacity than undercapacity.
And I've got some pictures if you'd like to see them of the water being over the road there.
Is it deep enough to swim in?
No. I know it's had me a little concerned because I have a basement.
So I'll make a motion that we go ahead, as long as we're okay on budget, and buy the two 24s at $24,8480.
Okay, I have it. 24,6480. Okay, I have a motion that we purchase the overs, the 24-inch, two.
I'll say that.
You'll second it? Okay, all those in favor? No one's opposed. Okay. Okay, Ron, you're up again on the sewer rates. And I think there's a piece in your packet with a, from B&G, where they have dropped our rate per customer. And it's also,
The one with the yellow X up in the corner, the most recent one.
yeah. There's also a graph attached to it that tells you what we're bringing in each month from the monthly billing and our usage. And it was also this month that we didn't know if we would meet the estimation that they'd given us that we had to have, which we been approved with the grant and the loan. So they're saying we need the 4970. And Michelle has printed off a graph showing you what we're bringing in each month. And Ron, I think that's probably what you wanted to address, isn't it, or you want to add anything to that?
Well, the only thing is if we're gonna pay, what, 4780, it's what they're averaging per rate per house. And if we're pulling in more money than our sewer rate is right now, we're pulling in an extra, what, 15,000 over what we really need to be. My question is why would we want to raise it an extra $5 if we're already generating extra money?
But keep in mind, we have that other project coming up that's almost $4 million too.
Well,
That's coming up after the sewer
not
project.
after this.
But do you wanna be to the point where we can put some of that back and have a cushion so we're not taking out another big loan like we are now?
Well, I just don't think it, my
But
opinion is, I don't think we ought to be paying more than, a whole lot more than what we need. I mean, if we're generating a little bit extra now with the way the rate is right now, I think we ought to put all that extra, put it in a separate deal and wait and see if we need to raise it next year, we can raise it. But see, right now my sewer bill and everything was over $51. And that's over the 47, so that's extra money being put, we could be putting aside. And, you know,
That's already
and
going
then you got,
Friday, isn't it, Michelle?
and you got summer coming on and people are gonna use more water, which is gonna generate even more.
Well, we ran that back on that graph showing you, we took it for a year and 2 months back, showing you what we were getting each month for each one.
Yeah.
But do we not have where we passed that we were in 26, 27, 28, 29, and we're gonna raise it so much a month?
Just $5 a year.
$5 a year.
$5 a
But
year.
at that time, our sewer rate was gonna be $67.
67.
And I don't think we need to be charging that much money if we're gonna be, we're gonna have more than a cushion to get by.
But then you got this other sewer, but if you did 1 and 2 together, if we would have done it together, it would have been $5 million.
Yeah.
Now,
And then if we drop it back down,
well,
but when it comes back to us have to do the water main, is it
no.
The sewer main.
The sewer main.
When we developed this one.
well, the
But-
sewer mains, we're gonna have to raise it again, and then you're gonna make everybody upset again.
Yeah, but at that time, he told us that we really, the infrastructure shouldn't have to do it right away. Our main problem right now is our pumps.
Right, and that's why we have what we have in place is to help pay for that loan that's coming on those pumps.
But do we want to charge everybody more? Because they're not gonna come in and do the lines until after the pumps are all done.
Right, but how long are we gonna wait till after the pumps are in to get the sewer lines put
Well,
in?
those things could last a long time.
Not the way I was taught,
Well,
they were taught.
No, they need to be addressed after this.
That's where we're
I thought it
looking
was
next
gonna be- I thought it
fall
was gonna be wham
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah.
Like right
This is
after
just the
each
first
other.
stage, and then the second stage was.
Yeah.
Right, and then if you did it combined together before we had that grant and that loan,
Right.
it's like almost 5.2 million together.
I mean,
So
what are you
we-
guys gonna do? I mean,
I'd rather been a little bit ahead of the ballgame
I would do.
than sitting here twiddling our thumbs like, oh, where are we gonna get this from? That's why we established the whole $5 per year to get ahead of.
yeah,
Because I know Humboldt, when they did their stuff, they raised their stuff 67% higher.
yeah.
And that Fredonia, I think, was $150 before even water went through their line.
Yeah, but we got that extra 3% or for the water. You know, we put we put that extra on there.
That point
The water usage or whatever.
0.0006 or whatever.
Well, this graph shows that in every instance, going back to March of '23, the average charge has exceeded this $49.70.
So we're doing good.
So
Yeah.
if in every month it's already exceeded what's required, why do we need to raise it? For instance, February of this year, the average charge was $66.47. Average. Inflation. Times 205 customers.
I think we raised it because when we were going through the different stages of, whenever we were going through all the different stages,
That's right.
if we picked whatever one, we had to be at this point by this time to pay off that loan.
Right.
Was that
And
why?
that's right, and then that's why originally they said you'd have to have $65 and something per, it was
Yeah,
65 or
but
68 each.
Yeah, but we didn't know we were going, when we did that, we didn't know we were gonna get both grants.
Well, you got the
We
loan
did that
and
for the
grant.
one, but we didn't know at that time that we were gonna get both of them. Remember, because when he talked to us before, that we had got both of them. Instead, that's why they lowered the price down from 67 down to 47, is because we got both those grants. He was basing it on the one grant only. But then we got both those grants, which when they come back with it going to not cost us what they were saying in the
Well, we
first.
weren't even really approved for the loan.
Now, we got a
Yeah,
loan
at
and
that
a
time, we
grant.
weren't.
Yeah, we
But,
got the loan and the grant.
yeah,
And we still got to pay off that loan too.
Yeah.
And then turn around and do the sewer.
Then what are you gonna do about the second half?
We wanted to-
Cynthia, isn't that the way you remember it? You were in on the sewer plant.
because we didn't decide the second half, we were just, main thing, he was pushing, our main part was our lift stations. He wasn't pushing the extra, the
But it needs to be
instructor
done.
part.
But it
Because
comes
we
out
have a
hand
lot
in
of,
hand though.
I mean,
'Cause you remember, we have a lot of cracks and we're getting a lot of rainwater.
Yeah, but they also said that they can come in and put a liner in there too.
That's what we're, that's
That's
part
that's
of
a part of the
that.
4
That's
million.
part of
That's
the,
for,
That's part of it,
that's part of this $4 million one right there,
right there.
for both projects. Or both projects combined was 5.1. And we got the first project a little cheaper than we thought.
yeah,
Didn't we have an ordinance for that? I thought I had it
Yeah,
in here.
it's
Yeah, we
in the
did.
packet.
we did.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
here.
At the time we were presented with figures, I felt like they were excessive. And we were assuming that things were going to happen, so we went to $5 and then $5 and then $5, because he was preaching to us that it was gonna be $60-some, and that's what we
Yeah.
needed. And now it appears that we don't need to do that, and, you know, let's get one project done before we jump into another. You know, is the way I see it is, yeah, well, we wanna do both of them, but let's find, I mean, if we're already collecting more money, that money can go forward and then we can review it, but that's just what.
Now, we had an ordinance on that. Fred, do we have to do anything about that, where we said in 26 we were gonna save
I'm
at
trying to
27?
remember, it seems like
you had set out by year what the rate was going to
Yes.
automatically
We did.
increase to.
It's $5 more per year.
Yep,
And if you're going to deviate from that, then we need to adjust or amend that ordinance.
I guess the council needs to make a decision of what you wanna do.
Well, if there's already a process in place, then why are we discussing it tonight? And, I mean, it's, Fred says there's an ordinance that
You have a copy of
determines.
the ordinance?
It's
Pardon?
only
Yeah,
good
You have
it's
a
in there.
copy?
Yeah, it's only good till 2029 though. The ordinance, this
Yeah,
one
but
is.
I don't even know that I'm good till 2029.
Yeah, but every year, we're gonna be raising their sewer rate.
Every year, the sewer rate will go up $5.
So am I correct in that the issue here is that
If we're making,
the projected need for monies to finance the improvements called for these increases? Actual revenues collected are exceeding what was projected.
Yes,
So the question is, do you want to continue with these increases and build a fund from which you could either retire this debt earlier or pay for the next one a little bit, or back off on those increases since it's no longer necessary to fund that particular project at the levels required under the grant? Is that a fair statement?
That's exactly.
So that's the question, to go ahead with the increases or to scale it back and suspend the increase for at least the next year, I guess, and then see where you are.
well, I think it's prudent to have a reserve, but we're already generating a reserve.
Mhm.
And the question then is, how much of a reserve do we need to generate? We're getting more money than
Well-
what the engineer says is required to pay off the obligation.
Let's look at the lift station with the yellow X. Your total annual expenses is $121,621.
Yes,
Okay, let's look at the little graph behind that. Your annual income after making that loan payment's $41,000.
yes,
So we'd pretty much want to, for our sewer main, make that 121 be like 242,000 a year. So we're about 200,000 off if you're wanting to stash away money for the next project that follows this one.
well, I'm not saying that we need to have,
I mean, that's just kind of roughly looking
Yeah.
at it.
we
Because
need
this
to
one's
have-
only 120, where that one's 3 something or 4 something. Or not 100, it's 1,220,000, where that one's 3 or 4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was our objective when
Yeah.
we voted that in, it was we were gonna try to put that in
For
reserve,
both. to
And
get
go for
one
the second
finished
half.
And get one for second.
rather than coming back when we're ready for the second half and say, well, we're gonna have to raise this $20, $30
Yeah.
or whatever. It would be easier on the citizens, but, and that's the council's call.
She wants to know if she can ask a question.
Sure.
I was just curious, you said this, the time frame was to 2029. So after these projects are done, does that mean that the price could be reduced?
Could be. You know, it's hard to tell how many people are gonna have water this year and water next year and vice versa, and how many meters we're gonna have out there. It could go either way. And I mean, obviously, if we overkill, there isn't any reason why you can't reduce it backward and give the money back or give back a portion of it and still keep up a reserve, just as like we did that on something else. Oh, it was when with the water, when we went to KMEA.
Yeah.
Remember, we got some money back from that, and they thought about giving that all back to the citizens. But if it didn't work out, so I said we need to test it for a year. This was when I was on council, not mayor. I said, we need to test it for real to really see what our figures are gonna be, which is what we've sort of done with this, to see if we're on target. And then, of course, about the second, and we really couldn't commit to that because we didn't know what our outcome would be if we got the loan and the grant. So that's when, I think Angela made the motion, well, let's divide it up in 4 years and increase it, and we can look at it again next year, and same scenario, see what we have in reserve, but, you
I
know,
always thought it was easier to come up with $5 instead of $20 per year.
I increase it slowly over time, that way we weren't.
Right.
Dish
Because
it
I'd
out
rather
while
see
you're
somebody
out.
try to come, you know, grid, yes, $5 to any household kind of sucks right now. But I'd rather see it go $5 each year instead of $20, $30 each year.
That way we don't feel blindsided by a $20
Right.
bill, and it's already hard times now anyway, so $5 at a time doesn't seem like it's a big gut check.
Were those numbers projected for both projects? Or is there,
When?
I mean, I keep hearing there's, you got a second grant or something that you weren't anticipating.
Well,
The
we did-
numbers that were projected for these rates, is that to cover both projects, financial need?
No,
No, I think it was just.
that was just for the list thing.
because if we hadn't have got, if we couldn't have met the first one, when they said us we had to have 65,
Right.
but they didn't know about the grant, and they didn't know if we'd even be approved for a loan.
Okay.
So that's what we were gonna have to come up per connection to cover that. Well, we didn't wanna try to go all the way, because we didn't know what we'd get,
Right.
and so that's why we said, and she made the motion that we would go $5, $5, $5. So now, if we keep it as it is, it seems to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, or whatever, that we can go ahead and do it all. Because one was supposed to come right after the other, and then we were gonna have to make another decision at that time, and it might have been more, and it might have been less. So we were trying to do it gradually, rather than coming in at the last minute and saying, hey, let's do it this way.
And those numbers are projected to cover the payment requirements for both?
Yes.
Okay, so that, this is kind of set, we've got both of them. It's just right, for right now, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Because it looks like what we're making, we're gonna have enough to go all the way through with everything. Isn't that the way you interpreted it?
That's the way I thought it was.
Yeah.
we're supposed
What
to
about
work.
you, Cynthia? You sat on that committee?
Without going back and looking at my figures, I'm not sure.
Okay. Kendra, you had a,
I just have a follow-up question. So you already have an ordinance, it's been published, the whole
Yes.
thing. When does the new increase take effect this year on the ordinance?
Your May utility bill?
May.
So it happens in May
Each May.
and it's $5.
Oh,
So what's the base right now?
45?
45.
So it's gonna be 50 in May.
Right,
Okay.
your May bill.
But you're having the whole issue just for the reserves for your possible second project that you're looking to try to do. But also at the same rate, I have another question. So you received a grant for your first project. Are you eligible for another grant that could possibly arise for your second project?
No, because I think we tried to go after a grant for all of it together, the whole thing.
So you're only allowed a certain grant opportunity for a certain amount of period of time?
Is that the way you understood it, Michelle?
No, I believe if they're out there, I think we have an opportunity to try to go after one.
We can try to go
I mean,
after
it's
another
not
one
always
for the second
promised, even
half.
though.
Right, I understand it's not promised, but if you already have your ordinance in place,
We
why
do.
don't you just reevaluate in a year?
Or in 6 months after you try for the grant. And
I
if
mean,
you
I
don't get
understand you
grant,
need money
then-
for your second phase 2 project, not for the first one. The first one's kind of already happened.
Yeah. And we're holding our own there. so.
Right.
Does having a reserve help with your application for a second grant?
I would think it
Stability
would.
of finances?
Yeah. Right.
You have to match money.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody on the council have anything else? Or?
I think the process is already in place. Let it ride for a while.
Is that a motion?
Actually, you don't need a
You don't
motion.
need a motion.
I don't.
It's just to, not,
We're done.
the decision was not made,
Okay.
so what's in place stays.
Okay. Okay, Michelle, lift station invoices?
Yeah, the 2 invoices you guys approved last month for almost 10,000 or a little over 10,000. Then the 3 that's in there for 2 or 3,000. We cannot be reimbursed with the loan proceeds for these because the project has already started. And this step right here should have went through our engineers for approval. So now, like the control panel they put out there, the electrical work, all that stuff they did on number 6, may not have a warranty because we jumped the gun instead of contacting BG first. Then again, it may have. He just needs to talk with the contractor because what has been done out there was what the contractor was gonna do. And it was part of his bid. So yeah, his bid may be reduced by this amount, it may not. But going forward, anything we need for any of the lift stations, we've gotta take it through BG before we can do anything else.
We
Because
had to do that.
They don't care. We are under contract right now with the people that you guys agreed to hire to come into town. They get first opportunity to come over here and fix it.
So they just wanted us to.
They wanted us to
down
baby it,
And not mess with it.
Right, baby it until somebody could get here.
So we'd be babying it for
Yeah.
another year.
Yeah. That's the way he explained it, because we're already under contract, so we have.
You might tell
Now,
them.
Bruce did say we could always reimburse ourselves with the KWO grant if we absolutely needed it. But we've already paid these 2 invoices, and those are set to be approved to pay tonight.
You
Might
might
tell them
also
what?
might tell them about the logic of why they have that. You know, that if they know which one's trouble with, and they're gonna take care of
Right.
those first.
Right, and Wes made note of that, so when that contractor, and they're hoping everything's getting and going. Sherilyn just signed off for KVHE today, and they're hoping to be in town by April, and number 6 will be the first one they go to, because we had issues. But anything major going forward, we need to contact Bruce or Wes and say, hey, we've got this going on, and follow their instructions on how to fix.
We were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. We had to buy it.
Yeah, but they should have been contacted first.
We should have contacted them
Because they
first.
would have got a hold of our contractor and went that route.
Well, yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
But
Who's
So-
the they you keep talking about?
BG Consultants.
Right, so.
And we,
So,
we have-
but you had a service provided by a provider. Don't they have a warranty? Or the manufacturer, or whatever got put in, have a warranty?
they probably do. HFE Process and Kurt Jackson probably has a warranty. But whatever, who is it, Cardinal?
Whoever the
Cardinal
main
Light.
contractor,
Yes.
it's a warranty other than, they
Something
should
was-
have their own warranty.
If something was to happen to this control panel that caused something to their work is not gonna be covered under warranty
Because
like
they
it
didn't put it
should.
in.
Because they didn't put
Right.
it in.
What,
Yeah.
what caused this to get out of sync?
This got approved back in,
Well, it was an emergency, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
we did.
what-
yeah, I mean, they were
October.
babying it, but,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
it got to the
emergency.
point where they had to replace it. But it got approved sometime last year and got put
October.
in. Yeah,
October.
October. And got put in this year.
So how should it have been done differently?
We should have contacted Bruce or Wes with BG the minute we started having issues. So they could have went to their table and decided what to do with it. I don't think we didn't have our contractor picked until January, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
So just so we
because-
learn something.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the important.
The hard
thing.
way.
Yeah,
I think we should push Bruce a little bit. It seems like if you've already done part of what the bid for the whole project was, there ought to be an offset for that
and
somewhere.
and there may
And-
be, yeah.
And the fact that you've got, okay, you got instead of one big warranty, you've got one slightly less big warranty and a little one, whatever these guys came in and did. And I get that the two aren't maybe, they're not gonna cover what somebody else did, but they should cover what they did for you. The
Right,
contractor you hired
right,
to do
right.
this should.
Yeah, and they said they would.
Okay.
But my question is on these and those that are in that folder, you guys want to we have the funds to pay it? Or do you want to be reimbursed by the Kansas Water Office grant
Well,
when we can use that money elsewhere?
You're paying, it's just what pocket does it come
Mhm,
out of, okay?
Yeah.
I
And
think
these
the
have already
issue
been
needs
paid.
to be resolved with the engineering firm. It would be good if, since it's new equipment there, that's, as Fred said, either they take that away from what we're paying them
Yeah,
and buying, but just to say, we're gonna pay it, and then they're gonna charge us, B and G's gonna charge us.
no, this should come off of the contractor's price.
Should,
Will. Don't know till
well,
it's done.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is,
I mean,
let's
we're-
resolve that.
Right. Well, we won't resolve it till he's done. Or till he gets here and we can talk to him.
Well, yeah, there's mechanisms like a change order
Right.
that would go the other way, less, usually, change orders are always more. This one might be the rare one that goes less. So, but the issue, they're two separate issues, right? This is a bill that's due based upon what the other parties did, that needs to get paid. And then the other one is, can we do something else with this company that we get a less price because they're not having to do the work that we already paid to have somebody
Right.
else do?
Right.
But you need to pay these bills.
Right.
The question is,
Right.
out
And
of,
see-
out of which fund, I shouldn't have said pocket. Out
Yeah,
of which fund do you pay? Your general or your specific?
yeah.
Okay,
And Bruce and Wes have a copy of these and they'll get a copy of those, which they can include in the change order. Because that's how it needs to be written up. But going forward, we've got to contact them first before doing any major purchasing or anything like that. And let their contractor do his work. So you just want to pay this out of our sewer fund that we have? These are already paid out of the sewer fund.
Might as well keep the funds, the integrity of the funds, sewer work out of sewer funds.
Well, what
That'd
I'm,
be my thought.
what I'm saying is you could pay yourself back with the Kansas Water Office grant.
If we need to.
Yeah. See, that one's already out of the sewer fund. Those in there need to be paid.
is that a drawdown from the grant that would replace those funds in your sewer grant?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do
And-
that at a later date? Or do we have to
What,
do?
these?
No, the drawdown on your water grant.
Like pay them now and then 6 months from now say, hey, remember we paid these bills?
Yeah, we can get reimbursed through the Kansas Water Office
Oh.
grant.
At any
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I think a couple of them already did it like that.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought we did it.
But going forward, we need to contact BG. That's it.
So do you need a motion to pay these right now?
Not until the end of the
Not till
night.
the end.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Any other discussion, so till we move on? Sarah Lee, this is you, use of a contractor for utility improvements, in-house effort.
There was a couple of poles that need to be set, and I looked at them. Both, well, one of the poles, that needs to be set will be a guy pole. Our utility pole is being pulled over because of the cable that was put on by a third party. They ought to be responsible for that expense rather than the city. First of all, which I hope we do that. The second thing is, the other pole is a meter pole beside a house.
Trailer house.
Yeah, and in the past, that's been the property owner's responsibility to install and replace those poles. Is that not still the case?
Well, it was a service pole. It's not a secondary pole.
It's,
And-
yes, and that's the one that the property owner is responsible for. In other words, the pole is beside the house, it's got the meter on it.
I know that, and you know, the reason they created those service poles, we used to put the meter on the house or the trailer, which we don't do that anymore. It goes to the pole. This is something that May had handled before, and she figured it was more cost effective to replace that pole because we have it. We have one that we took out somewhere else that's in good shape, and we're gonna replace that. Keith, I may need your help here. They're gonna replace that pole. She's already made the arrangements, they've already done the locate, and we're gonna set the pole, right, Keith? And QuickCom, can you tell me what they're gonna do?
And I don't know what the contract was you guys have with them, but they're gonna run the wire and set everything and pull everything back straight. As far as what their level 4 contract was, I don't know yet.
That's what they should have done, and that's,
They should pay for
Okay.
everything, yes.
So I think we're okay there,
yeah.
but, you know, but we would like to get rid of all those service poles. I don't know how many we have in this city. Do you have any idea, Keith? I know. Yeah.
Well,
But it's just, rather than us having to dig from that pole all the way out to the main pole, we'd have to trench that, dig it or whatever. And really, I think May made the right decision. It'd be more cost effective just to do it the way that they proposed to do, and we've already made that agreement, so I think we should stick with it. But that's my opinion, you're the
Well-
council.
this predates all of that.
Yeah,
They've not attached the electricity directly on mobile homes.
yeah, we can't, they can't do
Okay.
that.
So the property owner has been responsible for putting in a pole to put the meter on and to attach to. So has that policy been changed?
I didn't know it was a policy. Did you?
Do we require if somebody brings in a mobile home, do we require them to put in
We put it on the pole, the utility pole.
whose pole?
Our pole.
Do we set the pole and buy the poles?
It's one with the transformers and all the wires. We go straight down and set the meter, and then they're responsible from there.
Okay, so the city is now paying for and installing a pole.
The pole's already there.
Yeah,
I know. Let's say that somebody comes in and they put a house somewhere. Who's gonna set the pole beside the
That
trailer
is
house?
the homeowner's responsibility.
That's my point. So it's the
We set the
homeowner.
meter on our pole that has transformers and everything, and then they are liable from there to
Yes,
their house.
It's
If
like
they
a
want to set a
service,
pole, they can set a pole.
like a service line on a water plumbing thing. You set the meter, everything in from is
Right.
landowner's
Right.
responsibility, okay.
So from that meter, where if they want to set a pole, that's on them. It's not on us.
you know, and it's something too to think about, you know, I don't know how many of these we have, but you know, if we could have just went over and grabbed our pole, but you got an alley in between there, you got quite a distance. And then, like on mine, they put it underground. They put mine underground from the pole to the house.
well, but yours isn't a trailer house either.
No, but it doesn't matter, even if it was a house.
Well, it
You still
does
need to put it
matter.
on a pole, not the house.
It matters because you have something more stable to hook to.
And you don't have to worry about the trees and the wire and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably back in that time, we didn't even maybe necessarily do that, I don't know.
So in this instance, regardless of who, I thought it would be the homeowner's responsibility, it was their pole. But if you're telling me that the property owner does not set the pole for the meter and the electric line to be attached to,
I think we put those
I don't
poles
know
in
who
at
put
the
that pole in
time.
there, to be
Well,
honest with you.
if someone puts one in today, someone pulls a trailer in down here, whose responsibility is it to set a pole?
If they want it close to their house, it's their responsibility.
Okay, that's my understanding, that's the way it's been in the past. So, in this case, I'm going to assume that that homeowner put that, it's his pole.
I guess, I don't know who put it in.
Okay, so if it's his pole, then is he responsible for replacing it?
Terry, if a new trailer house come in now and they wanted to put up a service pole, I don't think we would do that. We would require them to put it on our pole, our light pole.
Yeah, we put it on our pole. If
Yeah,
you wanna put a
we're not
service
gonna
pole
let
in,
them put in
that's
a
totally their
service
responsibility.
pole there. We want them to put it on our pole.
Okay,
So
now
I
you guys are
understood.
talking around each other, I think. Let me see if I got this
We're just
right.
taking this one pole off, putting another one in the same spot.
Here's my mobile home or whatever.
Yep.
Here is the city's pole that you put the transformer and the meter on, right?
Yep.
Right?
This distance here is too long for a wire to be stretched without some kind of support. So they put a pole in, there's a pole here. Is that what you're saying?
Who's the they?
Okay, that, a pole needs to be put here.
Yes.
And the question is, who pays for that? My thinking would be, and not knowing what your policy is, that's part of their service line, and they're usually responsible for the service line. You've brought it to the property, where they go with it from there is up to them.
Who is the they?
The landowner, sorry.
Okay, and that's my understanding. So,
It's like a water line.
Since the
You
meter's
bring
on
it to
this
the
pole.
property, you set the
it's our
meter,
responsibility.
the water line that goes to the house is the responsibility of the landowner.
But the meter is on that service pole that's in the middle right now.
It's here?
Yes.
Is
yes,
So the
that
meter-
common practice?
that's-
yes.
It's supposed to be over on the our pole. That's how we've been doing them now.
Okay,
Since it's already on that pole, we're just switching the pole out.
so that's a sin of the past on that instance.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
That's an old pole that's been there a long time. But we're not paying for the pole because we already have a pole that we can use. So
Well, okay,
this is
so
an exception.
typically, in the past, it's been the property owner's responsibility to install that pole and to replace it. But in this instance, if we're changing the policy, then we're going to replace the pole for the benefit of the homeowner. And that's okay, but it's not a big chore to set one of those poles. The city's got an auger that goes on the back of the tractor that they can easily dig a hole and set a 15-foot service pole in there and make it happen.
So I'm talking way too much tonight, but I'm gonna throw something out as just good practice. Repeating a sin of the past because something needs to be done is not a good practice. If you set a pole here and put a meter on it, and this pole is now suspect or it needs to be replaced,
It's leaning.
okay, what would be the cost or the problem of saying that pole is no longer a good pole and we're gonna move our meter back to here? And you need to replace that if you want service. But we just move our meter. Is that a big deal? I don't do electric.
We would have, I think that we would have done that. But as I said, May had already made these arrangements. She's contracted with them.
Okay, so
And I
that's,
think we would have done that, and I think she was figuring the cost effectiveness of going from that pole to that service pole over to our big pole, which is on the other side of the alley, and we were gonna have to trench that, and we had a pole that's not gonna cost us nothing, It's just a little pole. It's not a big pole. It's a little pole. And I think that's an, I mean, why, I don't think we want to back up and change that. I think it's already been committed in the city.
Could we, from now on, just tell that landowner that if that pole needs to be replaced, that they need to buy a smaller pole, not the full-size one, but a little one, for future reference, so that it doesn't,
Future reference needs to go on our pole and they're.
or they can dig the trench themselves, that way you don't have the sins of the past keep biting you in your butt, like Harry was trying to say. That way, right?
Well,
I'm fine with putting it on our pole and having them do it, but you know they're gonna.
really the question is whether or not the city should hire a contractor. I mean, that's the way it's
Right.
couched here. Should they hire a contractor to do the work? And I say, no. The city has the ability and the equipment to set that pole.
There's a meter on it.
And we are
We're not
gonna set that
licensed
pole.
for a meter.
Yeah.
And QuickCom is gonna rehook it up and do all that.
Well, we're talking about two different poles now.
I know.
We've got a utility pole over here that has a meter on it. And we've got a pole in this end of town that needs to be, you need to put a guide wire over here on the other side of the street and pull our service line that's got the main line on it back up. That's QuickCom's responsibility to pay for that. And they've agreed to do that?
That's what Keith says, and that's what Larry says.
Yes?
I'm guessing, I don't know what the contract was between us and QuickCom, so.
They're supposed to install their stuff so that.
They're supposed to, and the engineer came down and
Yes.
said,
Yeah.
and if it's now in hindsight pulling something, they should correct that.
Yeah.
That's what my
Yeah.
understanding of the agreement was,
And
yeah.
that's my point here.
And that should be there.
We shouldn't, and that's the reason I said, please stop it. Let's not do that. Let's give them an opportunity to do what they contracted to do first.
That's what the contract is, and then let them do it.
So, yeah, so that one's solved.
Yes.
Let's just make sure that it's done properly, that's all. Down here,
I think if you're hanging your meter on this pole, it's the city's responsibility. If you wanna say, you know what, we're gonna move our meter, then it's their the landowner's responsibility. But if you're putting your equipment on it, you should take care of your equipment on your pole.
so,
And you chose to put it in here, if that's the case, so.
in that instance, we don't need a contractor to do it. We've got the equipment and the poles. And do you
I'm not
feel,
licensed to put it up.
are you,
Pick it up.
do you feel uncomfortable doing it?
Oh, I could do it.
They've set poles before.
Well,
I'm talking about the meter.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about replacing, taking the service line down, putting it back up, putting the meter on the pole. The other part of this is that Joe Robb, who previously worked here as, I don't know, city electrician or utility something. Superintendent. So he handled these things, worked over at Gas for 10 or 15 years, and has currently not working because he has diabetes, and so he can't work. But he would like to work. He has indicated that he would come and work with our employees as a supervisor to teach you how to do things
There, right now.
for $20 an hour. And he will also sign a medical waiver so that the city's not responsible if he has a diabetic issue while he's supervising.
Has he filled out an application recently? Or is this just for?
I'm
you?
presenting this to the council.
Right, but I'm just thought an application.
He'd be an
Like you go
independent
in-
contractor, I think. He
Would
wouldn't be
it
an
be the-
employee.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want any benefits.
Kinda like what we did with Daryl Long when he was over here
Yeah.
with Derek.
I was trying to think of his name, because I remember
Yeah.
doing a
Yeah, he
contract.
come over on a deal like that.
So,
So would he just come over whenever they had projects to do?
Or maybe, you should meet with him and meet with the council, one of the council members, and find exactly how much he'll do and what he'll do, and
We can do that.
if they want more information, or if they're happy with what you got, I
Don't
mean.
get me wrong, him and you talking's great, but if he's really wanting to do this for what you're saying, he can, come to us like, hey, this is what I would like for us, to present to you, like to us.
Well, I talked to him today because he wanted me about it, and I told him you'd have to come and interview with the council, so you get to know everybody on the council, and you can tell them what your expectations are you're gonna do to help the guys and stuff.
Right.
And he said he'd be willing to do it, just let him know.
It's up to you guys.
Just from a contract standpoint, since you're gonna ask me to write one, I think you need to know what it is you need him to do. And then identify that and see how many hours that would take. I mean, I think you have to start there. If he's coming to do a job, let's define what the job is you need him to do.
Exactly,
Okay.
it's called a job description.
Yeah.
he can help our guys learn to be self-sufficient in electrical. Right now, my understanding is that we don't feel self-sufficient. If we've got an issue, we've got to get a contractor.
Well-
If there's a big issue and there's a lot of people that are out, we're at the bottom of the list as far as,
Well, and two, I know Penny, when Derek was here and Bridget was here, they set poles. They set one pole over here with a transformer on it, and there is a difference. But it takes 3 of our people to put that in, which, training I think is great, but, you guys work that out, but you heard that, but I'd like to have him come in and
so really the question is, should we try to help our guys to become trained and self-sufficient, or should we contract for these kinds of services?
I think we ought to train our guys
Me too.
to help save cost money-wise anyway.
Well, you heard Fred's suggestion, you need to
Yeah.
write down what you want him to do, what we need and all that, so.
Okay.
To Harry's point, if you're gonna provide a utility, you ought to be able to support it with your
Yeah,
Yeah.
personnel.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think identifying the type of training and skill sets that he needs to help acquire here needs to be identified, otherwise you don't know what you're spending your money on.
That's right. Okay, any other discussion regarding that?
So just clear, the consensus is you're willing to look at it, Harry or whoever should have some conversations, meet with whoever would help be able to decide what it is he needs to do and put a few notes together and get something at least. I backed off so I didn't talk so much and it didn't help me.
Fred, I'm thinking I have something on my computer from when we had Daryl Vaughn.
Well, I did a contract then,
But I think you also
yeah.
had like stuff that the city wanted him to do.
Okay, I may have, I can't
Some kind of
remember.
guideline.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at my
Okay,
computer.
if you don't, let me know, I can adjust it from
Let
that,
me-
but I think you need to know what you're hiring him to do.
Well, provide what you've got, we'll look it
Yeah.
over and
Yeah.
scratch out what we don't
Mhm.
like. and-
It's a way to get started.
I'm thinking,
Okay.
I know we have the independent contract thing, but I'm
I
thinking there
think I
was.
did have an attachment,
something.
because I probably had the
Yeah.
same discussion back then, so.
I'll look at that on my computer tomorrow.
Any other discussion? Okay, Michelle, you got the grant here for the library account?
Yeah, last month Thrive told us that La Harpe Library received a $1,000 grant, and we're gonna be required to report July 1st and final report December 1st. I think it needs to have a separate account with Teresa Driscoll and the mayor as signers for easier bookkeeping, but I need it documented in the minutes for the bank,
I would move that we do that.
a separate account,
So-
With, the mayor and Teresa.
Yep.
Teresa. For library. Okay.
Need a motion?
I'll second it.
He
You made the motion?
He made the motion.
You made the second?
Bonds.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, none opposed. Okay, and Ron, you're up on the lead replacement project?
Yeah, on our phones the other day, we got a deal from them about the lead tests and
Yeah,
stuff that they
yeah.
did.
Ron, let me put a break on it for just a little bit.
Okay, we can do it next time.
No, that's fine. Cynthia, you did not get an email, you did get the handout. Everybody else got the email.
I did not, because it probably went to my bank.
Okay, back in '24, we had to do a lead and copper survey of absolutely everybody in this town. We do have 52 unknown houses or vacant lots that we do not know what their water material is.
Right.
The guys are gonna have to identify them before November of 2027. The state will not accept
Right.
unknown. We've got 38 or 40 that are definitely lead. Now, the talk was, and there is some discussion in this, there's these grant dollars out there, these loans, you know, to help cities, because they are trying to say the city is gonna be responsible from the main to the meter, replacing that lead, okay? Here's the next scenario. Now they're saying if the homeowner on the other side of the meter can't afford it, the city's gotta be willing to come up with the funds to help fund that project for them and have them reimburse the city. But I got an email from Brittany with SCKRPC. They are arguing that the cities, they don't have the consent of property owners to go on that side. And it's been an argument ever since this first came out. I mean, we're trying to, you know, we're staying on this side of the meter, and that's what we want to focus on. You know, we don't, if they want to drink lead, that's up to them, but we've got to replace our side. And so right now, we've got 38 to 40 homes with lead on our side that'll have to be replaced. But they are in the works of trying to make the public water systems go on the private side. And like I suggested, if we did get this loan, like 50% of it could be forgiven if we, and there's gonna be a lot of Kansas communities going after this money, because we're all in the same pool of lead and copper lines, and the lead has to be totally removed from the Kansas communities by 2037, which means contractors are gonna have to hire and all that. But I had sent out a suggestion through email, Cynthia, that if we did get the loan, I'm suggesting, okay, yeah, we can help the neighbor across the street, you know, okay, it cost $10,000. How do we want to add that to their electric bill each month as their monthly payment payback?
Good idea.
And the city hires one or two or a handful of contractors to do that work, instead of letting them hire their own contractor to come in and do that replacement. But something to think about, it is out there. Cynthia, I'm sorry, I mean, you'll have to read yours, but,
I'll read that.
we definitely wanna, I'll send it to you. We definitely wanna think about moving forward on this.
Well, I know when Derek and them came around down there, like my place, they came down to my place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our house is all plastic. The property I brought across the road, David Cunningham's place is plastic. There used to be a house on the corner of us. I don't know what's in it because I don't know where the water meter lines is or anything. But the only way I'm gonna be able to find out is if I go out there. And there is a water meter there that has never been used since I bought that place. So do I go out there and turn that on and see where it's coming up out of the ground so I can figure out what it is? Or do I get on there at the backhoe and just start digging and hope that I can find it?
Does it have a meter on it?
Yeah, there's meters still there, and that's been over 20 years ago.
What if you pull the meter?
Is that a meter that's been identified? I'd have to look at our spreadsheet, because I know they went through the
Well,
whole entire town.
Derek wrote them down on that, when he come around and was checking, he was asking me.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have to dig them up and see what's going.
Find his paperwork and see exactly which ones he identified that has PVC and which ones don't.
Mhm.
So,
So he had to dig down to find out what that was being like.
so I don't know, I mean,
So Michelle, I'm just trying to clarify. I think I remember getting something a while back, because this has been going on for a
Oh,
couple years
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That a photograph of the pipe coming out of the meter and a pipe going into the house is sufficient to document it. Is that right?
Right,
Okay.
right.
You don't have to dig up the line. You just have to see what's coming out of the meter and what's
You-
going into the house.
The only ones we've got to dig up is our,
Your
we've got
service.
52, and I
lines,
can't tell you how many of those are houses. We've got one in Gas City that flat refuses to participate, doesn't want any part of this, don't want us on his property, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we are gonna have to force him to allow us to get in there and dig around his meter, because it's state law. We've got to know what's going on from the master to the meter.
Yeah, we have to dig down to the
Yeah.
meter and identify on
Yeah,
our
we've
side.
got to identify from the master, from the meter to our master line.
And that's,
Main line.
that's simply because it buys the water from the city?
right.
Mhm, Yep.
That qualifies for the city to be responsible?
Mhm.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
So what I
Well, you're not the only city that's gonna have those kind of
No,
issues.
no,
So something's
oh,
gonna
there's all
happen.
kinds of,
Something will
yeah.
happen, they'll pass
Yeah.
something that says you got a right to go on or
There-
something.
We were sitting in on a call, and there was communities where their customers were just turning off the water all by bulk. I mean, that's how bad it is. I mean, they just, it's none of their business what's in their house, you know? But we're just trying to protect them from lead poisoning, because lead poisoning is
What if
a
we,
killer.
what if we, all these empty lots that used to have houses on them,
Uh-huh.
what if we just go around and start pulling them meters? That way you can see what kind of line going this way and what's going this way.
Well, that's what they'll have to do.
We'll have to start doing that.
'Cause
so we know
I
where
even
they're at.
asked the lady that helped us with this, Sasha, I asked her, I said, well, why can't we just pull the meter, you know, and
Mhm.
we don't have nothing there? She goes, no, because you will still need to identify
Right.
every vacant lot
Well, if
that
they
had
pull-
a service on it.
If they pull the meters, they'll know
But the meter's on a
what line's going
riser.
this way, what line.
Yeah, but, I mean,
Meter's
they're,
on a riser, so
they're
you
what,
gotta dig
2
down
feet, 3
to where the
feet,
riser
feet
starts.
deep? Yeah.
You still gotta dig on there.
Well,
You might ask the question though, if, look, if you're going to a vacant lot or abandoned house,
Uh-huh.
if you identify that that is lead going in, can you not just pull the meter and deny water service until a new service line is put in at
Yes,
some future
you
date?
can.
You don't have to replace it
Right,
now, okay.
and in fact, those homes that have lead, that's the other conversation that they're having. If they are refusing to replace, let us go in and replace that, we can shut off their water.
Yeah.
The state says we'll discontinue water service to them.
Okay.
So we've
But
not,
something to think about.
we've not identified where the city has a responsibility yet, is that correct?
We've got
We have
almost all of it
responsibility
except for
to
52 of them.
How many did we have to start with?
God, we have
Remember was,
almost,
I can't remember what the total
there was
was.
over 300 of them.
So of the 52, how many of them are suspect, have lead?
We don't know yet. Those are listed as unknown.
So,
The ones that have already been submitted, this whole sheet's already been submitted to KDHE. It had to be submitted by October 25, October 24.
It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there's 38 or 40 that have lead
okay,
here in town
and the city's responsible for taking care of those?
on our side.
Yes,
Yes. Yep. And there'll be grant funds, loan funds to do so,
to the city or to the
to the city,
homeowner?
to the city.
Okay.
Yep.
But you know everybody's gonna go after that.
A lot of people are gonna go after
I
it.
say go out for that grant, and if we get it, we get it, if we don't, then we tried. I'd rather take no for the.
But anyway, yeah, read it, because I sent it to all of you. Angela, I will get a copy
Yeah.
sent to you, and Cynthia just got hers tonight, so it's just been in the works for quite some time.
And
We're gonna be required to have it done
we
by
have a list of all
37.
those addresses.
Oh, yeah.
It's even on our website. I had to publish it.
Have the people been notified?
Mm-hmm, yep. Yep. We've met all the state requirements. This is the next step of getting the lead out of here. And they know that lead, they're gonna have to replace their pipes, so they know.
So, do we have the supplies on hand? Or, I guess the process is, we ought to be getting the supplies, if we don't have them, to take care of the ones that have been identified that
Mhm.
we know belong to the city.
Yeah, I don't know what we have in supplies.
But you got until 2037 to get all this
Correct.
done.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's not like you gotta do it
We got a
in the
little-
next 6 months.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got, right now, we just wanna get everything identified for
I'm not worried
sure.
about 2037.
Yeah, right now, because they even talked that this project is gonna be so big that communities are gonna hire engineers to come in and be in charge of it. So I don't know, that could be. But right now, BG says they're too busy to work on this right now. So, something to think about and read over, because we're gonna have to do it.
It's a health issue as far as our citizens are concerned, so we ought to be, we ought to have a plan.
Right.
We ought to be trying to do something about it instead of just wringing our hands and saying it's somebody else's problem.
Right, and that's why I suggested, you know, if we are successful in getting some of that money from KDHE, maybe we can set up, I don't know, Fred, are you allowed to do that, like loan out a customer money to fix? We hire contractors to go in and fix, and they pay back that way through utility bill, or?
My guess is that's still gonna be developed, but yeah, that seems
Yeah.
like a workable thing. It might be more,
I think it'd be a lot easier to keep
more
track of it.
logical to attach it to their water bill or something,
Yeah,
but I have a feeling, I think, didn't this come out of the Michigan,
This all
lead?
has all to do
And
with that.
it's a federal thing, they're throwing a ton of money at it, and my guess is this is kind of first step. Second step or third step where we're at will be, okay, this is some suggestions on how you guys pay for it. But
Yeah, since
first one
the-
was identifying it.
Yeah, since the Michigan thing, they've been trying to get rid of all the lead throughout the whole Kansas communities anyway. And they really put the car in high gear a couple of years ago and said, okay, you guys are required to have this done by this date. And we got it done. We got it done.
It causes brain damage.
It can kill an infant
Well,
real
I
fast.
think, I think the
Mhm.
research from Flint, Michigan is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just what they had for a couple of years, or
Yeah.
whatever it was, so.
Okay.
Anyway, something to think about.
Thank you, Michelle.
Mhm. Yep.
Any other discussion before we move on to the next? Next one on here was the bank accounts, which it lists all those that are there. Do you want to add anything to that,
Yeah.
Michelle?
No, the city bank accounts, which is the city account, the sewer account, electric, water, health and wellness, fitness center, the Heart Days. I need a motion to remove May's name and add Sherilyn's.
I so move.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Okay, and then, we also have 2 certificates of deposits. One's at Emprise Bank.
9-1.
It renews May of 29, and the other one's at Landmark, which renews May of 28. We need to change signatures on both those CDs as well.
I move that we update the signatures necessary for the 2 certificates of deposit.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Okay, and I did find out some information on the CDs.
I think you got the notes, didn't you, from
The
council?
early withdrawal. Well, I mean, there was really, Landmark really doesn't have anything why there was even a CD there. And there's some old minutes from 1997, and it really doesn't. They closed an account and opened a CD with it. But if you were to, like if you guys wanted to get a new piece of equipment, if you were to cash in the Landmark one by March 31st, you pay a $402 penalty. Have a little over 39,000 on that one. And the one at Emprise, if you cashed in by March 31st, penalty of $441, and have 10.6 on that one.
What's the rate?
Huh?
What's the rate? It's paying.
I didn't ask the
Because
rate.
these are like,
That's
I mean, these are,
Well, like
when you
the
talk to
int-
me about it, these are long-term CDs.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, well, they're,
yeah.
4-year thing, they're both 4-year.
And they're on automatic renewal, I believe, aren't they?
All
Like-
CDs are automatically renewed.
Emprise, he said the interest rate coming up on that was $14 and some, and the one coming up on the 13th of March for Landmark was $100 plus dollars. So they must have really good interest rates.
It proves to check around.
But anyway, they're out there. I guess we can discuss what to do them in 28 and 29. Unless we need money for them.
Any more discussion on this, or want to leave as is, or? You want to leave it as is that what you said? What do you want to do?
We already did all that.
Yep, it's done.
Yeah, so we can move on to reports
Yeah,
and city hall.
okay.
Yeah.
No, parking.
Yes. Well, 2 things. When I look for a place to park here, some people park nicely and other people have almost a car between there. Could we put some white lines down on the curbing so that maybe people will park about where they should? We could probably get maybe another 5 or 10 vehicles along here if we just put on the curb a white line. Whatever a parking space is supposed to be. If they'll follow those, we'll be able to find a place without going down to the far end of the block.
Keith, is that a doable?
The second thing, that when I went around to look at the 2 houses that were being condemned, as I looked for addresses, I noticed not only those houses, but a number of our houses don't have addresses on them. Are we supposed to have addresses on them?
Yeah.
If not,
I realize this is a rhetorical question. I know we are. but-
911 or 911, so if not on the house, they've got to be on the mailbox.
Okay.
And this has been an issue. Proc was trying to address it when he was still here.
Okay, well, whatever needs to be done, perhaps this is something that code enforcement could look at and encourage people to have their address appropriately displayed.
Is there any other discussion about it for the rest of you? Did you hear
No.
they were wanting an address has to either be on the house or the mailbox? And we don't have that here, so
That's good.
he's making a motion that code
I thought that was
possibly.
already coded.
Huh?
I thought that was already being coded.
It has, it's just not being followed.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so he made a,
Well,
are
I
you making a
just said-
motion? That's code
I don't know
changes
that
that
it
or-
needs to be a motion, just
I should-
a
Okay.
Just a friendly reminder posted or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Is that it, Harry? For those that,
Yeah, I think so. Another day,
that's it?
another day.
Okay, moving on to the next, Fred, works.
So I think Ron's the one that asked me to take a look at this. Back in, in 18, we passed a new kind of comprehensive ordinance regarding factory-built homes. That incorporated lots of definitions of the different types of factory-built homes, how they are to be set, on what kind of foundations, the skirting, etc., minimum age and dimensions. And then apparently you found this somewhere. I don't know what this is. In reading through it, well, first of all, it apparently was passed back in '05, because it's got, yeah, I don't know what the first part of this is. It reads like a zoning book. And what this is talking about with manufactured homes is really about creating a manufactured home park, which is it's not even the current term, but it was the then current term for a trailer park. And how that process should work, etc. When I'm reading it, it just smacks of this came out of some zoning book from somewhere. And I don't have the front part of it to know if it was actually an ordinance. This ordinance replaced an ordinance 1754, and I don't know if that was this or what. Just the terminology in here is out of date. And that's one reason in 12 or whatever, 18, that this one was adopted, because a manufactured home, a mobile home, and a modular home, and a factory-built home all have specific meanings. And I don't know if this is current, we talked about it, it just
Yeah, I
showed up
don't
in
know
the.
if this is in her packets or what. I forgot to look at that.
I don't know how it even, because you don't have a designated manufacturing home park.
We
Yeah.
used
We
to.
did a long time ago.
Long time
20
ago.
years ago, that may be what this is
Well,
about.
even longer.
So if this hasn't been repealed, it probably needs to be. If it has, then it's probably not an issue. Having said that, I did note on the one that was passed in 2018, there is a word that on my computer had been corrected. And I think I sent it to you with the mistake, and I think I sent you a corrected one. On the 101D, where it says factory-built home means,
Uh-huh.
that factory-built home should be manufactured home. Because a factory-built home doesn't mean a factory-built home. Factory-built home is the name for all of these, which includes a manufactured home, a mobile home, and a modular home. And I think maybe the wrong one just got put in the book. But I think I sent you one that was wrong, and then I must have corrected
So it's
it.
supposed to read a manufactured
Yeah.
home? You've already sent it though?
No, I'm thinking back then, when I looked on my computer and the timestamps, I think I sent you one, and then I realized I had a mistake, and I sent you a corrected one. And I think somehow the corrected one isn't the one that got in the book.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we need to do a little amendment next month to just correct that.
Sign off on the right one.
It's
I'll look at that.
I mean, that or just substitute in the correct one. I mean, it's a typo is what it amounts to, but.
So my question is, okay. See, okay, I'm gonna bring in a mobile home.
So, okay, mobile home,
Okay.
all right.
I come up here and they give me this paper that says mobile home requirement. And then we got the new one that says cement blocks. Why don't we get rid of this one? That, which basically tells you the guidelines of a mobile home,
So does this,
and go with the new standard
well, the new standard is what's in the one we passed in 18.
right now, yeah.
Right. Which is 8 feet by 36 feet. And so a mobile home is one that has a permanent chassis.
Yeah.
Okay. And this one, the old one, that we found, I think we should get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because
Get rid of it,
it's
throw it away.
obsolete, it's got old terminology. If it hasn't already been, it doesn't have a single code name or code section on it. So I don't know where,
Oh, there.
I don't know where it came from. And I only have my letter because I forgot to change the paper in my printer.
So if I come in here, you're gonna give me the new guidelines that it has to be footing around
That's
cement
this
blocks.
one. Right,
Okay, that's what I wanna know.
yeah.
Okay,
This should not have anything to do with it.
okay.
This, the one you passed in 18
This is the one we
is the one, is
One
the
we
current
want,
law.
current one, okay.
And if you can find where this originated, or
Yeah.
what the very front page of this is, but you said it was just kind of in the book. It wasn't, it's not in a section. You know, like this is section 9-101.
Yeah.
So, of chapter 4. So I think this just may be copied out of a zoning book.
I probably have it in the book that's in my office that I brought down here. That's probably an old one.
Yeah.
We can look that up.
Well, see, if it needs to be repealed, we'll just repeal it. If it's already been repealed by adopting this one, perhaps, then we can just take it out of the book and throw it away. Okay.
Fred, what's the process for repealing these things? Published?
If it's still on the books officially, then an ordinance that just says what, again, you need a section number of some kind, or an ordinance number or something to reference. And I don't know that this has that. I seriously doubt this is although it's got a signature on the back, that's what I can't figure out.
I know it. It's like it's missing.
Then it would just be an ordinance that says such and such is hereby repealed, that's it. But it would be an ordinance. Anything you change in the book has to be an ordinance.
Published.
And then you publish either the ordinance or a summary of it.
Okay.
You don't have to publish the whole long things
It's
anymore.
almost like they were guidelines.
Can we save a bunch of these up and do them
Yeah,
at one time
Yeah.
rather than?
yeah, a blanket
Paying
amount
multiple times.
would be efficient to do that.
Okay, anything else? Okay, Fred? We'll move on to Roy.
Nothing new here, we have water.
Okay.
Used to.
Some of it has lead in it, sounds like.
From you, huh?
Yeah, we didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, they've all seen it, yeah.
Okay, and Penny had asked for the approval of the condemning of 309 East 10th and 1001 South Main. It's for both trailers. She's done a background check on title search on them. And she's ready for, we've already published the one down, the first one, right?
No, the only thing she's done is title searches. She hasn't done any resolution or anything like that yet.
So she wants us to publish first this one?
She wants approval to go ahead and move forward on the condemning.
Is there a resolution that she's done?
Not yet.
Okay,
She's
so
waiting
that'd be
for
the next step.
approval.
Yeah.
Yeah,
next step.
because.
So basically, I think it's okay if I move forward because we're gonna be spending some money
Yes.
ultimately to do
Yeah,
this.
because
so-
it wasn't last meeting, it was a meeting before. They wanted to know which one she was wanting to do and get approval before moving forward.
Okay,
There was two of them.
so it really kind of just a consensus. I don't think
Yeah.
any emotion really.
Yeah. We do or don't?
you're not doing anything by
No.
telling her to move forward.
Right.
Because you're not actively
Is
spending
everybody
money
okay?
right now, it's just giving her
Everybody's okay
permission
with
to
that?
move forward.
Yeah, that's the reason I came up with those lack of addresses.
Yeah.
I was trying to find them.
Okay, and Mark Wagner is not here tonight, but he did send his report in. Any discussion regarding that? Okay. Of course, you got the daily work orders for the maintenance. And then Michelle has the invoice that I think you had requested. that you
Yep,
got paid
It got
for.
paid.
You've got a copy of that in your packet.
Good.
And the guy, well, they kind of switched companies and he was extremely apologetic because he would like to continue working for the city if we need help. So it's like, well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people got.
Okay, I just have, I probably should have added this to the agenda, but I wanted to remind everybody that we'll have Community Conservation March 24th here at City Hall at 6 PM. And I think there's pieces out there on the table if you want to pick one up.
That's Tuesday, March 24th.
Uh-huh, at 6 PM.
Is this the one where they give everybody a steak and potatoes and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know what they'll do. They normally have little snacks there.
Thought that might
They
be
usually
some
come
more
out
people.
once a year. Thrive is the one that's doing this, so. And I think also TLC's having some tomorrow, at I think 4 or something in the afternoon, I'm not for sure. There's some changes they've made up there regarding the tourist people that are coming in to, you know, about the new lake and all that, and try to get them out in this area, so, but you have to let her know if you want to come, so. Okay. So I guess now we need executive session?
And this one's just for council, right?
Yes.
There's 2 of them there.
Yeah, there's 2 here. And one's,
Elected.
yeah, non-elected. So we'll have to ask everybody to step out.
20 minutes?
20 minutes on the first
Actually, you
one.
can do both of these, they're both non-elected, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, we can do them both.
You want to do both for 20 minutes? Can we get a motion?
Make a motion.
That was a motion.
Yes.
Then I second it.
Harry,
You
make a
seconded?
motion to
All those
go.
approved?
Okay, don't start it yet. I got
I
mine.
know. You gotta get out on. You don't need to get out.
Yeah. Oh, God, I've been sitting too long.
So we'll talk about it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Back on.
Back on.
Okay, Keith just had his yearly review, his maintenance. And what's the recommendation of the council? As far as a raise?
Oh, recommend that we
Yes.
continue with his employment and that we give him $1 an hour raise.
Okay,
That's a motion.
so it's a motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Effective when?
His, what's his annual date, the 17th?
I'd have to look.
I think it is, I think his
So
start
the
date's on here.
next pay period, starting what?
Yeah,
Is
just-
that Monday?
Starting 3/17?
Yeah, with his next pay period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
whenever you
thank you.
move that over.
Okay. Now, all in favor was
Yeah.
5-0? Okay.
yeah.
Well,
That was for,
I have to abstain.
He abstained because.
Oh,
of-
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just told you that.
Okay.
Okay, Any comments, Keith? You okay?
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead and go if you'd like. I'll see you in the morning.
We'll set the rest of that.
Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is the treasurer's report. Need to file it? Is everybody good with it? Do I need a motion for that? Okay. Okay, and an approval of the bills?
Oh, did they see the,
No, I'm gonna have to cover that. Yeah, they know about that. We discussed about
okay,
that.
because they all got a copy of it.
Yeah, I just need them to stay, I guess I need I just need you to stay a minute because I got something I need to cover with just the council. Okay, and approve of the bills for,
I make a
Audit.
motion, we'll pay the bills.
okay. All those,
I'll second.
second it, all those in favor? Okay,
So you need another executive session?
yes. Well, I don't know that I need an executive for this, do I? Here,
Oh, I don't know, because a motion would have to be made on that.
okay, I guess I do. I need another executive session on something we need to cover right away for maybe 10 minutes max.
How about do 5 and 5?
Okay,
Huh?
Let's start with 5 and see if we can
okay,
get out of 5.
that's fine.
I so move.
Okay, just a second.
Okay.
5 minutes
Yeah.
with, and Harry?
What's it for?
Yeah, what's the nature? Is it non-elected or?
Could it be elect?
What should I say?
Here, let me look and see. What's this about?
May. What we're gonna do about this?
I don't know that you need.
Right off, that's what I'm thinking about. I think we should just have, Then step
I
in.
don't think you can have an executive session on that, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Can she just reach out to each council member
Yeah.
and visit with them?
It's not a motion, I think, I mean, it doesn't have to be decided tonight, does it?
No.
And I think you could post or see what a consensus kind of is, and then you need to do it as a motion next month.
okay. Will that be goal month?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'll just, under the circumstances, I'll just leave it
Okay.
alone.
okay,
So no executive session.
okay.
Let's adjourn.
Yes.
And you know what? I have some knowledge about that.
Okay.
There will be an opportunity for you to make that claim. And so that's the way it should be. And I'm not even sure you can do anything more than that.
Yeah, I figured that, but that's what I wanted to ask you about, is whether we would do that or not. Okay, well, so I will talk to you all individually about this and we'll address it in the next council meeting.
Is that the last order of business?
Huh?
Is that the last order of business?
Yes, adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Let's go home.
Good job, Carolyn.
Thank you guys for coming.
So I met with them today.
Oh, okay, I figured maybe you had.
Yeah, I've been out 3 times today, I think. So there will be some kind of estate receipt filed because she was real estate.
Just,
And so there will be an opportunity to just file a claim.
I just leave, so you-
Because there's nothing in the estate other than